What's up, everyone? We'll give this a second to turn on, get its life together. Hope. There it is. What's up, Outliers? I hope everybody's having an awesome Wednesday. And today, you already know, for the live stream, we're going to be talking about some meme stock trading. So the whole idea behind the series here, especially for meme stock trading, is to take some time looking at this specific profit mechanism, which we already identified together. We analyzed it. We looked at some studies talking about meme stocks, how they tend to behave. And really, we're talking about looking for volatility. That's essentially what it boils down to. So we'll take a look through the market together from a broad perspective. And then we will do some checking in on some of our meme stock holdings. Just so everybody knows, tonight will be a slightly quicker evening because I actually have a podcast at 1800. I'm joining somebody on theirs. So I'll be off a little bit before that so I can go to the bathroom, hang out a little bit before popping onto that. But we have plenty of time. So as always, if there's anything in particular that you want us to take a look at together, let me know. But let's start with the market as a whole, because I did not do a market update video today. And the market is just fascinating to me right now. So small caps started grabbing another bit of a bite here. The fascinating part here is, if anybody, I posted it in the Patreon, or I'm sorry, in the Discord for the Patreon members, for the pro members, but I had a trade on in Russell. Then I ended up taking the trade down towards the end of the day yesterday because of this really ugly candle that we saw where it tried to break out and then failed. And then literally last night doing general degenerate things at, I posted a screenshot because it's too funny. It was like almost midnight Pacific time. And I was looking at markets as a degenerate does. It was at 11:41 p.m. Pacific time last night. And I was just like, this after hours move looks kind of interesting. A lot of times the after hours move can look a lot different than the next day. But long story short, it was up like a quarter point around midnight. I was like, okay, let me gain some more Russell exposure here. And that's exactly what I found my way into. So I'm back into Russell again, holding a position. And I scaled out a little bit of it earlier today to just kind of try to continue following this move, but I'm not really, I'm not too enthused because the breakout here looks fantastic, by the way, in small caps. The problem is like the broad market here is just not giving me like super solid vibes. The vibes are not great. And it's for a bunch of different reasons. A lot of it is the subconscious processing of the mind. From an objective analysis standpoint, VIX is coming back down. SPY, S&P 500 looks pretty good here. It's hovering near all-time highs. Moving averages are all aligned. Like everything looks kind of good. And to me, it's like if it's a little too quiet. It's a little too quiet out here. Earnings so far is going really well. So from a broad market perspective, this is generally a pretty quiet week. So if I grab kind of the news that we have coming up, it's not a whole lot to talk about. There's a couple things here and there, but there's really nothing that I would consider to be expansive by any sense. So we have a couple Fed speakers, stuff like that. Don't care about all those. Let me change the importance just so that it's a little bit less noise and more important stuff. So from a slightly more important standpoint, it's kind of the stuff on the 17th here that we see. So we have retail sales, manufacturing index, crude oil inventories. I don't know if that's a 3, to be honest. That seems like a little excessive. Sometimes it's a 3, sometimes it's a 2 based on the scale. But yeah, so like let's take a look at import price month over month. We can see that it came in at negative 0.4. It was expected at negative 0.3. Prior was negative 0.2. So definitely declining. Like it's just a lot of this middle of the road stuff that's not really moving markets a ton. But what I can tell you that's very exciting to me is that within markets, I came across a bunch of trades today that were just too interesting not to look at. So we can see that there's some really, really interesting positions being built out in a couple of these. We'll take a look at. I wouldn't go as far as to call them meme stocks, but these do look like generally news-driven stocks that we'll talk about. Now, before we get too far, we got to say hello to everybody. Check in, see how the week's going. So we have I'd Rather Be Skiing, Elong Songs, Jimmy, good old Roaring Titty. Shout out to Roaring Titty. Ricky. Then we have Lauren. Roaring Titty says it's squeeze season. I'm actually noticing that there's a couple people in the Discord, because for everybody that's unaware, there's like two sides to the Discord. There's the pro version or the pro side and then the free side. I will always maintain a free side to the Discord. And in the Discord, I notice in a couple conversations I've had with people, it does seem like there are some folks that really seem to like to focus on squeezes, which is really interesting. So Roaring Titty, you saying it's squeeze season is fascinating to me, because I've personally never thought of that as a specific profit mechanism that I would really center on personally. So it's really cool to me to find that other people try and specialize in like squeezes, because based on the statistical analysis I've done of it so far, it's entirely viable. The only trick to that is how replicable it is seems to be a little more difficult to wager, at least I think. So yeah, I think overall that's really, really interesting, and we'll take a little bit closer. All right, so I gotta save this setup really quick because the layouts here get really messed up all over the place, which is super annoying. I'm gonna update this one, delete this one. We don't need to. Make sure that we're good. We're not. Delete this one. Maybe delete this one. Okay, maybe delete this one. Okay, so fun fact, you can't delete this one. That one just lives there forever, into perpetuity, forever. And this one seems to not update either. Love that. Love that for me. I need to refresh this. We also have SM Renegade, Dr. Zayas. Roaring Titty says, drug got me. Stop me out early. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. We'll 100% take a look at that. We got Rich coming to hang out. Logical Fool. I actually really, really like that. That's kind of a very fun name, in my opinion. Logical Fool. Okay, this is good now. All right. So that's what we see from a macro perspective. Cliff Notes version, super quiet. Not a whole lot that's jumping out at me. Let's talk about movers for today, because there were a couple names that really started to show just massive, massive, massive momentum on today. So what I'm actually going to do for this is grab a chart here. And this one I popped up because we put a trade on it here on this breakout. And this is getting close to getting stopped out. So this, I already have half the position down from here. A couple days in, normally, maybe 5 days, within 5 days, I'll take some of the trade down on a breakout, because failed breakouts happen all the time. So I was checking up on this, but let me pop out a chart here. Oh, actually, I forgot. You guys can see this one above my head. I don't even have to do that. Perfect. Let me grab this. I'm just going to pop in some of these names really quick so that we can see what they're looking like. So WVE. Well, fuck. What do you do with that? It looks like some sort of biotech something or other. That I don't know what this is, but this is like really, this is a tough one. From a standard trading perspective, if you weren't in this ahead of time, this is a tough one to trade at this point. This is actually the kind of move that I would look for a short opportunity, which might sound a little weird, because most people, they know me for my preference in terms of like stacking strength, but there's something to be said about taking two different perspectives when trading ideas like this. So the idea of stacking strength is kind of for thematic positions, things that I'm hoping to hold for a week, 2 weeks, month, that kind of thing. For really short-term price reversion things, it's really fascinating in that stuff like this tends to extend like a rubber band. And even though it can have retracements that don't necessarily go all the way back down to where it was before, there will be a retracement on this at some, I literally guarantee it. I just don't know when, right? That's obviously, that's the game of trading. So there's another idea that comes into my mind when I see stuff like this, because this is likely to surge for a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever, like a period of time. But within that period, there's overwhelmingly likely going to be pullback or subsequent pullback days. Literally a great example of that is what I was just showing you. As price gets extended enough, sooner or later, enough sellers step in and start to cause a reversal. So when trading things like meme stocks, that's another really important element that I keep in mind, is not just trading them to the upside, because there's actually an entirely viable other direction to trade them, which is to the downside when they do exhibit downside moves. Another interesting example for this is RKLB. So here, there's already a position built in this and just kind of trend following it. Here, it looks like it's breaking out again from this 10 handle as it sits here. So I actually have to update an alert here. But again, I will bet even as this has really significant upward moves, it's likely if it has too many extended moves like this, it will have a pullback. Whether that pullback is something nice and soft like this, where it remains within the range of the day that kind of leads into the consolidation, could be. There's lots of different ways that these kinds of things can shape up. But it's something that I definitely keep in mind from my perspective with trading things that move a lot higher volatility, is that there's a process, and you know what time it is. We got to get out the drawing board here. We got to get the blackboard. This is the spot. Got to get the hands warmed up, get the knuckles ready. I never totally found out conclusively if cracking your knuckles is good or bad. I don't know if you guys know the answer to that. I've seen so many mixed answers on that during my time on Earth that I genuinely don't know what the correct answer is. Now, you already know what the next very pivotal moment here is. What color should we use? Because we're going to display a concept. Actually, I guess let's use, what should we do? What should we do? Let me grab this. I'm going to find something for us to use as an example. Let's do OKLO. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. The titty says red. Titty gets red. That one looks okay, but it's not what I want here. SMR. Wow. Massive moves, man. This thing is crazy. See, this perfect breakout. Damn it. I missed this one. Damn it. Ugh, frustrating. This is like quintessential breakout. Fuck. That is so frustrating. 688. Run to 11, almost doubles. Run sideways. What? Why would this not pop up on one of my scans? 1073, 13. Ah, that's why. That's absolutely why. So the reason why this got kicked out from my sphere is because this consolidation here is massive on a relative basis. That's the only problem. So I have a consolidation run or scan that I run on here. Let me change this. What is this one? This one I think is VRP. No, this one's consolidation. Okay. So for consolidation, I need to edit this and see what pops up. So we'll do is in range. So this, yeah, so we could do at least 5 days. And then this we would have to jack up to like 25% or something. That other one was like 30%. Oh, interesting. These look awful. Not what I want. I'm going to grab a different scan for this. Anyways, let me get back to that other thing before I get too sidetracked. You all know how this goes. When I'm doing shit like this, you boy can run all over the place. Welcome into the mind of a fucking idiot. What do I want next? I'm looking for an example. Ionic. Let's look at that one. IONQ. Yeah. Okay, cool. This is a good example. Does anybody know a cool program where you can just draw on your screen? That's really what I need. That would be much more efficient than copy and pasting this stuff. There has to be a program that does that, huh? Imagine that there has to be. Oh, let me move it over here. I forgot. I'm on the other side. All right. Let's take a look. Okay. So essentially what happens, and Titty asked for red, which I love because it's my favorite color. Lance says paintbrush. Is that a thing? Is that I'll look at it right now. Paintbrush. Is it it's for Mac. I'm on Windows. So I don't know if paintbrush would work for me. We gotta stand up though. I've never been able to do arts and crafts sitting down. So drawing like this is very much a arts and crafts thing for me. So I gotta stand up. Dr. Zeta says vibe canvas. Interesting. Vibe canvas. Vibe canvas. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. This looks sick. Is this for free or do I have to pay? It says start for free. I always hate that. What does that mean? Start for free. What does start for free mean? What are you going to get me into before it becomes not free? You bastards. I don't trust them already. You don't have any workspaces yet. Okay, create a workspace. Okay. We'll call it OT, create. Incorrect workspace format. Okay, fine, I'll use the default. Continue. All right. I think I'm in. Now what? Dr. Zayas, now what? Wait, FMY is a good idea? No, I'm trying not to have to do screen capture. That's trying to avoid that. Blank presentation. Okay, let's click this. Dude, how the fuck? This is just like a drawing thing. Yo, y'all have me on a fucking wild ass goose chase, and I am so not technically inclined enough to handle this. Damn it, Dr. Zayas, you bastard. You didn't understand the ask and you had me sign up for some shit? That's great. Now I'm going to get more bullshit marketing emails because I trusted you. Windows ink space. Okay, fine. Windows ink space. Let's try this. I'm going to make sure that it's the correct thing before you guys have me fucking give my email away. Digital pen, daily work, allows you to launch apps, quick actions, pen's battery level. No, man. I'm just going to literally look up draw on screen. See, this is like the basics. Draw on screen is $2. That's pretty cheap. I would do that. That's cheap. I'm cool with that. Screen marker and recorder. Okay, this is great too. Custom hotkeys. Yeah, here we go. We need this one. All right, downloading right now. Downloading right now. Honestly, no thanks to Dr. Zayas, but also thanks to Dr. Zayas. The reason why it's no thanks is because he now has me signed up for marketing emails from some spam ass provider, which I'm pretty upset about. But shout out to him at the same time, because that inspired me to find a better solution. So yeah, okay, this is going to take, oh no, I was going to say it shouldn't take that long to download. All right, it's open. Here we go. There it is. We got it. Okay, so now we just pin that to the taskbar, I suppose. All right, I think we're in. Let's give this thing a test run. And then how do you clear it? What is this? Control-Shift-Z? Control-Shift-Z, that's a little tricky. We can do that. Perfect. Yo, look at us go. Okay, so now there has to be a way to like pause it though, right? Hide to tray, don't want that. Blurry board, that's intense. Hide show. Okay, so we'll hide it. Yo, we're good now. Look at us. Yo, on the fly, look at us. This is sick. This is perfect. So now we click that. Oh, this is exactly what we needed. This is perfect. Literally perfection. Look at that go. And then Control-Shift-Z is undo. Can my little tab do undo? That doesn't work here, unfortunately. The little button doesn't work either, so we have to hotkey that. That's okay. Oh, nope. Don't want to quit that. All right. Here we go. This is fantastic. What is this? Size. Oh, we need it moderately small. You know, small is precise, is what I like to say to my wife. Small is precise, precision, accurate. It's about accuracy. Here we go. So Ionic in this example, oh, this is so cool. This is literally what I was looking for. This went from what, 6.5 here. This is still too much, to be honest. I don't like, that's still too much. Yo, chill out. There we go. That's what we need. Like, just a little excessive. All right, now we're ready. We got our pencil. 6.5 here. Then it rises. This handle is what, like the 8? 8 handle here. So you got $1.05 on this move. Then we now have a ceiling as it consolidates. This is the consolidation window. Then we get a surge above the consolidation window that's confirmed by massive volume for whatever reason. Big volume, big volume. So here we tend to see on a breakout like this, either immediate continuation. A good example of that will be APP, which we can look at in a minute. Or we can see a near-term reversal like this. And if you take a look at this move, the move here goes from like 1020 down to 805. So this can be traded two directions very easily. Very easily. Now there's some specific rules as to trading the directional breakout continuation versus the retracement like this, but that's a whole other kit and caboodle. the main thing I want to highlight with stuff like this is movement beckons movement, and leading into these breakouts, there's kind of these quite predictable patterns. Let's do undo as Control Z. I don't want to do Control Shift. Oh, I see. Control Z. There we go. I can even fix, undo. How great is that? That's fantastic. Oh, look at us go. Is there a way to like clear everything at once? Yo, that's sick. Clear will be like what? Control A. Clear it all. That's what I'm thinking. This is sick. Zach says, so size doesn't matter. That's exactly it. That's exactly the platform I am going to stand on, because it's the only way for me to feel good about myself. That's the case. All right, let me get caught up. I think there was a couple questions. Oh, you can scroll and change. That's kind of cool. Not what I want, but kind of cool. And then I need to set up a tool to like hide it. There it is. Control Q. That will be our cheat code to hide it or not. Perfect. SM says, is your job art or science? SM, do you mean trading specifically? Or do you mean something else? Because I have a lot of jobs. Trading is a big thing that I do, but I do a bunch of stuff. So it's not just that. So yeah, SM, if you're talking, I just want to understand if you're talking about trading or just like me as a general individual. Chop says idiot or savant. Idiot. Yeah, 100% idiot. Guys, I am literally like a monkey at a keyboard. It is it's the basis of my framework. But anyways, for SM, I would say trading in general is art and science, like genuinely. And the reason for that is you have to be able to do a lot of hard analysis that's based on quantifiable data, but then the application of it is very much up to the individual. Rich says you now need a Wacom drawing tab for easier writing. Here you go. I got that. There's no way I'm drawing that stuff with the mouse, but I feel like I might have just outed myself a little bit, because now you guys know that the drawings that I make are as bad as they are even with this, which is not great. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, let's take a look now through some of these runners. WVE, OKLO. OKLO. Actually, first, before that, let me change to, we should have meme stock. There it is. And let me detach this so that we have our meme stock list here, prepared for analysis. Tuck it right here. And I'm just going to poke through what popped up on our meme stock list last time and see what's going on. AI, this is a great example. This is literally a fantastic example of this exact thing that I'm talking about. So if I grab our tool again, I need to do one more hotkey for the pencil. So that'll be Control W. Perfect. Control W. Good. So I can just hotkey all this shit. And so here we have a big earnings contraction. Then we have a pretty significant rally that starts to consolidate generally, breaks down a little bit here, continues to consolidate, and then essentially breakout starts to become anything above that level, which looks like I can grab a line. Yeah, which is perfect. Anything above that level starts to become breakout. So this broke out on moderate volume, not insanely high volume. And then we had 1, 2, 3, 4 upward days, big candle, smaller candle, big candle, small candle. So as we see this kind of start to dry up in terms of volume, then you can expect either a future consolidation or a down move. Again, it's always so clear to see it as it's happening, right? It's much more difficult in context. But really what I want to show you is this idea of why this happens. Because as something starts to move, it gains popularity over time as more and more people hear about it and more people get involved. Then they essentially exhaust their resources at the point in time. Nobody else is really starting to buy a lot. And again, you can see that literally right here, as volume is super light in some of these regions. Then it starts to gain favor again for some reason. Information takes time to turn into positions. So information into positions needs time. And it's because the accounts that can actually move price meaningfully like this, they need time to actually put money behind their trades. It takes time for them to scale in. It takes time for them to build the position that they want to have. So that's why these moves tend to take time, and it'll take place over several days before the people that are currently positioning, they essentially exhaust their resources. Once their resources are exhausted, you'll notice this exact kind of thing where the candle gets real small. And that's just because there's less people transacting there. And now again, that doesn't mean that as this gets real small, that it can't continue up. It can, right? This is not discrete, if this, then that. There's a lot of nuance to this stuff. This is a prime example. Small candle, but then it turned into a bigger candle and a resumption. But you have to play it as it shows. So the way that I typically run stuff like this is if I see this kind of day, then normally I have scans that help me find these. And then I look for, I call it a turn day, and I'll play the turn day and its continuation. So this wouldn't pop up on that turn day scan because there's already 2 days, and I try to catch the turn day on the turn day. So take a pause there. That's kind of why we see this happen and how this essentially happens. So there's AI, here's AMC, kind of below the value area. ASTS. Shit, I think I have a strangle in here. This is bad news. Good news for ASTS, but not good news for your boy. Hold on one second. Ah, damn it. Hate that for me. Don't you just hate that? I feel like you should also hate that for me. Because your boy does indeed I hate that. That is just the worst. L9 times. Why is that not giving me a formula? This looks fine. I'm trying to grab a number for you guys, but it's not working. And I don't know why. Okay, whatever. That's a future Eric problem. David says, was that a VRP play? Well, it was supposed to be before it turned into a motherfucking Delta play, apparently, because this is not looking super great. That's looking like one that I mean, I'm still completely fine. You can see my levels, right? But this is one I probably will take down a little bit early, just because that's a not insignificant move. Yeah, because it went on yesterday. Perfect timing. I'm telling you, if you ever need like a prime example of trades not to put on, I'm the guy. I am the fucking guy for the job. Because, I mean, literally quiet for weeks. Literally quiet. It's doing nothing in here. I literally put a trade on the motherfucking day before, and then boom, 16% day, punch in the face, GFY. I'm kind of convinced that the market is a hater. Like, the market just hates to let me have some fucking fun. I don't know why else it would do this. That Lauren says, I'm not sure what a strangle is. I got to go back and listen to that video again. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't even know if I have. Let me see in the basics video. I have a basics video that I recorded a while ago, to be honest, and I just haven't put it out because to edit it, it's going to take forever. And then it's going to fuck up the production cycle for the rest of this stuff. Like, I kind of need a second editor to work on just that. And by the time that I have an editor to work on it, that I like his style, it's going to be a little bit old and I'm not going to like it anymore. That's exactly what's going to happen. So my like options 101 video is never going to come out for that reason. Cause I have one that's out and it's old and it's one that I just kind of like spoke through for most of it. It's not what I would refer you to. But let me show you, Lauren, about the old strangle. Key. So there's straddles, there's a strangle. So looking at strangles, they're essentially a method to play price remaining within a range if you sell it, or if you buy it, price to move outside of a range, meaning to move a lot in either direction. So for ASTS, I'm playing it via a short strangle. And the reason for that is because of exactly what David is talking about, variance risk premiums. And that's just a way to add another source of returns to the portfolio that's really designed to play volatility itself. So that's the idea. And again, you can see the range that I have set up. These are soft stops. This is where I would look to exit, not necessarily exit, but this is where I would look to exit on ASTS. So, because it also has earnings coming up, not in the super distant future, if I'm not mistaken. What is it, the 12th? Is that correct? Yeah, the 12th. So with that coming up on the 12th, I'm not necessarily going to keep the position for that long. I need to turn on the air in here because as I run my fucking mouth, it gets warm. So that's ASTS. BBY actually popped up on a scan today. And what did I do? Nothing. So BBY for me, from like a general trading perspective, I actually like this also for variance risk premiums. It's pretty thick on a shorter term time frame, and it doesn't have earnings for a little bit. So this would probably be the direction I take this personally. This cannot be this. ENS is what I want here. So let me close that down for now. Let me grab 30 DTE, 15 delta here, 11 delta here, a little shy on the other side. So yeah, this would be like another risk premium play, something like that. We'll see. I definitely don't dislike it. And the idea there is, again, not really wanting to trade this super directionally. Although if it does start to show a lot of strength and like breakout potential, then it becomes more interesting to me to a breakout. But right now it doesn't look like it's doing that. So that's that. Next up, we have BYND. This also has massive risk premiums, even better. The problem with something like BYND is I can't get a trade on in here. Even when I put on my trade, what was it? I put on a trade in something else today that I like straight up had a fight to get into the trade. It was relatively murderous to get situated with the position. So yeah, for BYND, I still like it for a risk premium play. Again, that's mostly what I'm going to trade with the majority of these kinds of things. Like you can see the window that it offers here on a previous trade. But that's what I look at there. Let's take a quick look at Clove. Breakout. Standard breakout play. You've seen enough of these now. Hopefully you're starting to develop a little bit of an eye for them, because that is exactly what this is through and through. We have a pretty significant up move, 1.5 up to 3. So 100% move, and then declines down and then starts to trend sideways, 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 super, super light volume. And then all of a sudden volume starts to expand massively. On this breakout day, it didn't fully make it, but on the second day, it finished its breakout. And then small reversal, and then didn't fall below breakout lows and off to the races. So yeah, that looks good to me. Little day late dollar short on the existing list. I'm just going through our watch list, and I'm going to see if I can find anything really quick before wrapping up. DJT's been absolutely insane. I talked about DJT yesterday. So DJT, we had a bit of an opportunity to take a look at it. I'm actually really curious from your perspective. What do you guys think about DJT? Is this something that you're trying to trade? Because this definitely feels like a meme stock to me, because I hear people talk about DJT a ton as of late. So I would be super interested to hear how you guys are treating something like DJT. I have no dog. We'll see if the boss pops up. Roaring Titty says, not interested. Zach says, I'm trading DJT. Dr. Zayas says, I see it as a meme stock, has no fundamentals. Remember, meme stock, at least for the service of our sessions here, does not mean that it's not a good company or is a good company. Don't care about that either way. Meme stock is exactly as we defined it in the first couple sessions that we did together, where I am way more interested in understanding the movement patterns and what causes a lot of movement. And in this case, it's definitely moved by general interest, I think, for sure. Tommy says, I would put a speculative trade sized and let it run. So Tommy, would you talk about trade to the upside? Because this looks like a really tough play to materialize. Because when I say materialize, it's just to like figure out which way it can go. Something like this is very difficult, very, very difficult to get a pulse on for sure. Roaring Titty says drug. Yeah, let me grab drug really quick. Oh shit. What the fuck? I don't even know what this is, man. I don't really do penny stocks, so this wouldn't be on my radar. But this looks like a hot mess to me. That's what I feel looking at this. I feel like I'm looking at a straight up hot mess. Don't like. All right, we have like another 5 minutes or so. If there's anything in particular you want to hit, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna run through the rest of these because I gotta take a couple minutes to get prepped for the podcast. Side note, we are just about to cross 26,000 subs. We are at 25,995. So quick moment just to say thanks to everybody. I obviously really enjoy doing these. The content production schedule that I'm on is insane if you think about it. Like, I'm literally doing a live stream every single day. I'm doing a video most days, not every day, because not every day is like super noteworthy, although I'm going to try doing like YouTube shorts, something a little lighter touch. I can do those daily. That's easy, just from like the cell phone or something. But yeah, we're getting real close. FMYA says, how about LCID? Let's take a look. LCID. Oh, damn. Yeah, pretty massive. Wow. What happened? Wider loss guidance. Got it. Their cars look cool too. There's a few of them that cruise around here. They look really neat to me. It's kind of a bummer. Kind of a bummer to me, at least, to see them do this. What are the options? That's on our list too. Yeah, here. Let's take a look at these options, shall we? We can get rid of that example trade. Whoa. Huge put OI. Huge put OI here. So that's quite telling, in my opinion. That is people very much trying to play this to the downside. This isn't just hedging. This is very interesting. A lot of calls sold today. Pretty big IV. Yeah, so this looks like people very much playing to the downside. Vladimir says Saudi-backed Lucid won't fail. Yeah, I don't know much of the background behind the company, but I can second that notion where if they are backed by the Saudis, Saudi money is next level. Like, that's just the reality of it. Saudi money is like insane amounts of money. So yeah, if that is what that is, then completely agree. Very unlikely to go under. Very unlikely. Cedric says losing 700 mil a quarter, and even the Saudis going to be mad. Oh, dude, they got the problem with Saudis, especially like if it's any sort of Saudi royalty, they just have money for fucking days. They literally have. It's not even generational wealth. It is like generational country level wealth. So yeah, depending on, well, let's take a look really quick because I'm actually kind of curious. I'm going to ask ChatGPT, what is the Saudi backing for LCID stock? Kind of curious here. Let's see what GPT tells us. It comes from the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, which is a sovereign wealth fund of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Oh yeah, man. They own 60% of the company. Yeah, boy. Yeah. This looks like it has very strong backing. Very strong backing. 60% backing by the Saudis here is fucking crazy. And they're even injecting additional liquidity. So just piling money into this. I'm looking to see if there's any interesting options. Like, this is a pretty active chain. Yeah, man. Lots of people are playing this upside, but the majority are playing downside. But I mean, these are so cheap. It's almost like I could see why people would run these. I can totally see why people would run these. Makes entire sense to me. All right, gang, I got to get out of here because I got to prep for this podcast. Awesome catching up. Tomorrow, we'll have another live stream for the pro members. I might do a split live stream, maybe start with the pros and then do like 1,800 regular stock markets so that we can catch up. So awesome seeing everybody. Thanks for coming to hang out for a little bit. I'll see you guys on the live stream tomorrow. And then we have another live stream, options trading for beginners, on Friday. Then we have GME on Saturday. So every day we're out here. Be an outlier. I'll see y'all later.